But the other battery is turned on?
Yes, I turned it on.
All right, cool.
Yes, I did my job.
All right.
Okay.
So did you set the colour balance?
No.
Lucky I did.
Oh.
No, it's fine. Hi guys, we're back in the pool again.
Hi guys.
We said we'd never do this again, but Bec keeps on dragging me back in here.
I'm trying to balance on my...
Is it sliding away again?
It's all right. I can make do. No, don't. No, I'm fine.
You flipped it over.
I'm fine.
Oh, we're flipping... Hold that so I don't put it in the water.
Fine.
Just hold that so you don't...
I'm fine, I'm balancing.
You're not going to be like that for an hour.
Yes, I can. I'm doing my lunges.
No, you won't. Yeah, I can see you doing a lunge for an hour. It's going to be... I'm going to hear about the whole way home on the plane.
It'll be good for me.
How did you flip it?
I don't know. How do I... Oh, sugar lumps. I don't want to get... Things not to do is have a bunch of electronics around water.
Why don't you just sit on this step?
I don't know. I like being in the water.
You didn't put your foot on it, did you?
No.
Now it's floating away. Oh my gosh.
That's all right. I'll just make do. There we go. Fine.
You complained last time about your toes.
I'll be fine. Don't worry about it. It's cool.
Now there's this creature in the pool. It's like your fart.
I'm like, what?
It keeps floating up. No, she's right.
I'm all good.
No, she'll be right.
I'm good.
She'll fall in the duck.
Thank you.
But yes, that's my sister.
Being very...
Trying to be better an assistant than... Fine.
No, you know what? I'm fine like this. I'm fine doing my lunges. I'm fine. Hi guys. Yeah, we keep saying we're never going to do a pool again, and then we keep ending up in pools.
Yeah, why? You just like getting me in the pool, don't you?
Well, you're the one that...
No, you're the one who...
It's floating away again. It's all right.
If I just twist... If I sit over here a bit, you can come onto that shelf. And if we get my sister to turn the camera a bit... This is a really good podcast so far.
I can just get out. No, it's too cozy. I'm just gonna say, this is a horrible podcast. Sorry, guys.
So anybody listening to you in your car?
It's our first day.
We have never done this before.
Obviously not.
Still,
it's fine. You know what? I'm just gonna stand.
You can't turn around and sit with your back cheek.
I could, maybe.
Instead of your front cheek.
Maybe I could do it like this. Oh, maybe I could sit in there. Maybe
you're going to sit in the gutter.
I'm really close to the camera. Sorry for this absolute messy start. I just want a wine. Maybe if I have a wine, you know what? I'll just keep moving. I'll just do stuff.
I can come right round to here. It's not going to be cozy. I'll just move the camera.
Nice.
You pour your wine. You can say, hi guys.
Hi,
and I can start it again, but I'm not going to. If I bring it into about there.
It's cutting it out.
I know, but I'm going to see, is it going to get me in shot? See, this is what happens behind the scenes. See, look, I can sit right over here, so you're going to have a big shelf. So you've got a big boy shelf.
I'm fine here.
You look awkward. You look like an absolute... It sounds like you're peeing into that... You're there because you're peeing, aren't you?
I'm not peeing.
Bec.
I'm not peeing. All right, I'll just stand. You know what?
No, you can sit on that shelf now. I'll just turn that camera around a bit more. See, okay. Steps are on the shelf. It's not cozy. Just don't pee on me.
I'm not going to. All right.
How's that looking?
That's...
around a bit more?
I think that's fine. That looks cool.
It looks cool.
I
It's a really good podcast so far.
So far. Anyways. Hi, guys. Here's your drink.
Oh.
Peter's double parked, except I'm the alcoholic around here.
You are?
Allegedly. This keeps happening as well. You keep double parked. No, wait. We were in Mexico. You were triple parked. And I just want to have a glass of wine and I get accused of being an alcoholic.
A bottle of wine?
Cheers.
Was this a special bottle or you got
This is 19 crimes. This is my standard, my go-to. I honestly sometimes think, like, when I'm taking the recycling out at home, I think that me and Jared are double-handedly keeping 19 crimes in business. The amount of bottles that we go through. So anyone playing along with Bec's wine adventures, this is my favourite. It is 19 crimes.
You managed to find it all around the world. You're not like my southern. That's crazy.
No, Dad, 19 crimes. It's so good. It's from southeastern Australia, and it's a really nice show. Even their Chardonnay's really good. I just love 19 crimes. And now I'm keeping them in business. You should hear it each week when I take my a couple of days when I take my recycling in. Crash, bang, boom. I love it. It's a really good wine. It's buttery.
Crash, bang, boom. Yes.
Bang, boom. Like the
I
glasses.
heard that sound at 2 o'clock the other morning as you proceeded to smash another wine glass and try and get it in my foot this time.
I don't know how I managed to break 2 wine glasses.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Like even this, I don't know how I did the second. The second one, like I was holding it, just like fell out of my hands.
It jumped out.
Yeah, it's like the vine that attacked me. What is that on me?
Oh my God. So how was your week?
My week's been, my eyes have been, actually my week's been annoying. We're up here and I want to do shoots and I've got these images in mind that I want to get, and stupid me has a stupid makeup remover that's not my normal one, and it irritates my eyes and I keep using it and now my eyes are all irritated and I can't do shoots outside because I'm squinty.
Squinty. Oh, we've got angel light.
Oh, how cool.
It's a bit of lens flare.
That's pretty.
And it's going into the fountain behind us.
So pretty.
You set this up, haven't you?
So pretty, yeah. Someone will complain about the backlit. But
That's all right.
I like it. But yeah, it's
Maybe
been
Pierre will complain, and then you can try ringing him again. He cannot answer, and
scared him off.
Scared him off. That was so funny. Yep, we got to tell that story.
Yeah. So this person that keeps.
We spoke about him on the last podcast, and we don't. We can take anything, but when someone continually comes back, they've obviously got a problem, and somebody's what's it?
Insecure?
No, insinuations. No, what's that word? I can't do words.
I don't know.
Accusing of things. It's sort of basically saying at my age and my body weight, I'm an 80s pervert photographer, and he's never met me. He does that sort of.
So I just wanted to call and have a chat. You didn't answer my phone call, and then.
Yeah, so it was upsetting Beck more than it was upsetting me.
Yeah, because I'm protective of you. Because I don't like people having a go at you for things that they clearly know
they've got no idea
exactly.
about. Yeah.
So it bothers me when people.
It was quite funny. Anyway, she's tried to ring him because people should be a bit more clever if they want to be anonymous. It took you 2 seconds to find his phone number.
Exactly.
And
anyway.
she calls and didn't answer, so she sends him a text saying, I'm back, I would like to have a chat with you.
No reply.
And nothing. And then he put a comment back on the YouTube. And then in his comment, he says, oh, by the way, who's Beck? So you can see how much he actually watches anything we do.
Hilarious. Anyway,
it's quite funny that he wouldn't answer. He invited us to his exhibition.
So that's nice.
Yes.
Maybe we'll go.
It's in Canada.
That's fine. Canada looks beautiful. I'd love to go. Anyways, but no, to answer your question about my week, I've just been annoyed that I haven't been able to get the shots that I want because my eyes have been irritated. So that's frustrating me.
I saw a couple of good shots with the Smoky Road.
All right, cool. Well, that's good then.
That was good.
But yeah, I'm clearly not going to use that makeup remover anymore. Peter very nicely went and got me my normal one that I use. So hopefully my eyes get better.
Well, otherwise I never get to shoot you again.
Anyway, how's your week been?
Yeah, all right. We had a beautiful meal last night. That was really nice.
Your dinner last night was so good.
Beck and I cheated. We were really lucky that they have a standard restaurant in that menu, and so one menu is just all seafood, and the other menu was mixed seafood.
Yeah, so they had the classic one, which was a mix of seafood and meat, and then I got the pescatarian, which was just seafood.
And we decided, well, let's go Harvey's on this.
So this is amazing. If anyone ever comes up to Port Douglas, you have to go to Nautilus.
It's not cheap.
It's not cheap, but it is worth it.
It is an experience, and we did the whole...
well, you can only do a degustation.
Yeah, but we did it with the wine pairing.
Yeah. So you can't. So the whole menu is only a degustation. You can't order a la carte. So you have to do the 5 courses, and we got it with the wine pairing with each course as well.
So we're swapping our wines and our food plates up halfway through. We'd swap the wine, so we got to taste 10 different wines each. No, 11 because there's dessert. Oh no, 5 was.
I think the dessert one was the same.
Yeah.
But we looked at the regular menu that Peter got. And then the pescatarian one because I liked on the pescatarian one, it had the barramundi and the Moreton Bay bugs and the prawns. But then Peter's had like a fillet steak and the duck. But the first 2 courses were the same on both. So we got the 2 different ones. So we both had the same 2 first courses, and then we had half of the.
Was it the same first 2 courses or first?
Yeah, because we had the sashimi.
Yeah, sashimi. What was the second course?
It was.
What was it? No, because the second course you had the prawn.
No, that was my third.
You sure now?
Second was... What did we have second?
Oh, no, it wasn't scallops.
It was scallops. It was in the dumpling thing. Scallops in the dumpling.
Oh, the dumpling, yes, that
Scallops
was
in the
nice.
dumpling.
That was really nice.
And then, yeah. Anyway, really,
Anyway,
really
we recommend them,
highly recommend.
and we're not sponsored by them. And
Not sponsored, but highly
there's no
recommend.
affiliated link.
No affiliate link, but it was, yeah, I mean, it's not cheap. But it's an experience, and it was I've never had a degustation before.
Oh,
I feel fancy. I feel cultured.
oh, so I popped your cherry, did
I
I?
feel very that's weird. I feel very cultured. Degustation and wine pairing.
Oh, we had different desserts too.
Oh, yeah.
I picked the better dessert.
Yeah, I had
You
food
just had
envy.
the sorbets.
I had sorbet, a trio of sorbet, and Peter got the chocolate tart, which was really good.
That tart was just super moreish, but with the ice cream that they paired with it was
the
just,
ice cream was so good.
yeah, what's cool. Anyway, everyone hates us now.
Oh,
They're all sitting there starving to death. we're going out tonight having palmers and fish and chips.
No, I think the funniest was that after we'd finished, I think it was like, actually, no, I think we were still eating, and I was just being typical, me being like, oh, it's so fancy, we're going to go smell our own farts. And then I was pretending to smell my own farts, like pretending to fart in my hand and then sniff it. And the waiter like came up to give us our dessert wine.
And she's giving herself cupcakes. Anyone who doesn't know what a cupcake, it's the best thing to do to your partner.
That sounds disgusting.
It is. Cherie has killed me. Every time I've ever done it, she's killed me.
I don't blame her, it's disgusting.
If you don't think you can Google cupcakes.
I don't think you can, but you'll get desserts.
You'll get desserts. Yeah, you will.
It was very embarrassing of me pretending to smell my own farts, and the waiter walked up. Peter found it hilarious. Anyways, it was
Of course.
It was a very nice meal. I think it was worth it. We deserved to treat ourselves.
Yes, we've worked very not hard.
Done lots.
No, we have done lots.
We've done a lot. Yeah, we finally got to do our desert show. Did we already speak about this? That we did our
Well,
desert show
I just said that we had the smoky shop. So,
in the desert.
well, it's not
I think
desert. It's up in the tablelands.
I think we already spoke about this.
Have we?
I think so.
Oh, did we? We only did it yesterday.
Oh, did we?
Yes. Where's the rest of the week gone in your head?
I don't know.
We did it yesterday.
I think something happens to me when I come up north.
Was it yesterday or the day before? No, it was yesterday. Yeah, so we did it yesterday, then we came back to do the beach shop, but you're too squinty, and we didn't do the beach shop.
Didn't we do the podcast?
No, that was ages ago.
I'm confused. I don't know what happens to me when I come up here and I get in this pool. I tend to go a bit loopies.
Luke, are you blaming the pool? We've got the tub attacking us.
The tub that I was meant to stand on, that I can't. And so now I'm sitting.
No one's sitting.
Sitting.
It wasn't me, it's a tub.
Yeah, remember last time we did the podcast up here and I had the giggles?
Yes, everyone thought you were on something.
And I was like,
and,
no.
And messaged me and said, what was Bec on? I said, nothing.
Nothing, it was just, I got a bit loopity loops.
Oh, the water's been chlorinated by magnesium. Maybe it's a magnesium in the water.
It's so nice.
It's so nice.
Makes your skin feel all silkies.
Silkies.
So we'll be back home tomorrow, back to the cold.
Yes, head back to the cold and then do my final stint of getting a whole heap of stuff finished.
I can't believe how fast this year has gone. We were saying this yesterday. Was it yesterday? Was it today? I don't know. I don't know what time now. Where am I?
Every year gets quicker anyway.
I know, but this year has just flown by. I was hardly even in Melbourne for it.
Oh yeah, you didn't spend. Well, either. No, you spent less time in Melbourne than I did.
I've hardly been in my house this entire year. I went 3 months in Europe, a month in America, and come up here. Where else have we been this year? Did we do Sydney? I think we went to Sydney this year. Did we? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did Sydney.
Yeah. We didn't do
Schmidtney. Didn't do Brisbane. I think we only did Sydney.
Yeah, we did Sydney.
We don't have Brisbane yet next year.
And we go to Adelaide in a couple of weeks.
Yes, but that's not work.
That's not work.
That's our breakup.
Schmoliday.
Yes,
Nice.
so I was actually thinking that how much I've got out of this year, even though I haven't shot anywhere near as much as I normally shot it. For about 3 or 4 years, I've been getting frustrated with lenses and cameras and my look and which lens and what. And it's all falling into place lovely now.
Yeah.
It really is. He's lovely. And once we got back from overseas, because I didn't take my Hasselblad overseas this year at all, it was like, no, this is by far my favourite camera.
I'm glad.
That shoot I did with Rara, that's on YouTube at the moment, that was, no, I didn't, and I did a shoot before that with her for some content for the book.
You shot the Beauty Dish one with your Hasselblad though.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Hasselblad.
Oh, you're saying that is your favourite camera?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, by far.
Yes.
I just don't know how to future-proof myself. Somebody spoke to me during the week and asked should they buy one, and I just said, the problem with, if the back fails, you can't get it fixed. So you might spend $10,000 on one and have it for a month, and then the back fails, and there's nothing you can do. You just try, and I don't think you can buy. It's very hard, I think, to buy a second-hand back because everybody who's had a H6 has had a back fail. So that's the only downside. Is the camera itself is fine. You can always put a film back on it, but that's not why people are buying it.
That's a shame.
It is a shame, but it's annoying that such an amazing camera has just been killed off with a stroke of a pen.
Yeah.
And it's not like they couldn't have brought out a H7 and fixed the back problems, because the back that they put into that little square boxy camera, the over 9 thing or whatever it was called, that would have worked fine in it. So it would have been that simple, but I don't know. I'm not a manufacturer, but
You're a marketing person.
But I saw Sony's got a new camera come out, and that's sort of like more aimed at sports camera. It's looking like that's where the future's going to do, is get rid of the shutter completely. So no mirror and no shutter.
Haven't you always said that Sony is really good for sports because it is so fast?
Canon and Nikon used to be the best by far for sports.
Right.
Left every other camera manufacturer for dead. But then when mirrorless came out and they were slow and didn't change, there's some technology that's come in because of mirrorless technology that's allowed them to have these ridiculous fast shutter speeds, which you could never do mechanically. The thing would blow up. What's wrong?
I just want to get the microphone wet.
Oh, I thought you were worried about getting the nips around. You were slowly leaning in. It's a really, really incredible technology, the new technology, but it's going to change a lot of things. But now AI has already come into it. So the one thing I read was one of the problems with shooting with electronic shutter is anything that has pulsing lights, like your fluorescent lights in your house, they flicker. And because your shutter speed can go off so far between 4 different pictures, the light can be 4 different powers. So now there's an AI thing which picks out the lowest power, and that's what the light gets out of it within that really short time. But
I've noticed even with filming some things, like if we're in the studio and some like the makeup lights are on, and if I accidentally get some,
you'll get some of the flicker off the light. Yeah, anything with the fluorescent tubes will flicker.
Flickers.
But yeah, I'm getting really comfortable with cameras. The Leica, I pretty much know exactly the lenses I want to use with it. And Hasselblad already knew my lenses. And even up here, I brought a bit of camera gear, but didn't bring a heap. But pretty much 1 or 2 lenses are on my Leica only, and I only put 1 lens on my film Leica.
Well, you've been doing a lot of tests, so you'd hope that you...
Hopefully my tests is... It's actually interesting when you start doing it, because the problems, and models wouldn't know it, well, the problem is when you get out to a shoot and you've got the model sitting there and you've got in your head, oh, I've got these 3 lenses, I don't know which one to use, I don't know which one's going to tell my story or which one's going to work best with this. But once you waste some time and sit down and do those tests and pixel peep, not so much pixel peep on the quality, but pixel peep on what you like. So I'm not saying zoom in and have a look. Have 3 identical pictures and quickly flick through them at just a full screen size, and all of a sudden you'll start to lean towards one of them, and that's the lens that you should be using.
But then sometimes you do these tests and you show me, and I'm like, it looks like the same photo.
Yeah, and look, so there'll be lots of people out there that do the same. It's got a ghost in it. There'll be lots of people out there that do exactly the same. No, it's no different on workshop. Some people say on the workshop, I didn't see a change.
Yeah.
You saw a change, and maybe 1 or 2 other people said, I can't see the change you just said.
Yeah.
And I said, but that's as your eyes get trained, you will see those changes. If you can't see a change, it means it doesn't matter. So I've got to say to people, if they want to buy cheap lights, I say, if you don't know the reason why you want the expensive lights, don't buy the expensive ones, buy the cheap ones. There's no need for you to spend that money because you aren't as fussy as I am about what I'm looking for. Well, I can't help it. I really can't help it. I am very fussy about that little fine bit of tuning at the end.
And sometimes I can really see it, and sometimes I can't.
Can't
Sometimes
see
I'm
it, but I can see it, so that's all that's important. Or I could just be wanking and lying a lot. I do pay you by the hour. No, I pay you by the year, so it doesn't matter.
A lot of salary. It's so different to sometimes when you're talking about eyes in a photo, and you'll be like, oh, the eyes, and I'm like,
you can't see them.
Get it. And then sometimes I'll be like, those are great eyes. You're like, it's dead. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I don't know. I don't see what you see. And sometimes I get it and sometimes I don't.
No, you're exactly right. Everybody's going to have their own what they see, and people will see something different. That's why some people like this movie and some people like that movie. Some people like this picture. Others don't.
I like McDonald's and you don't.
It was weird. I had to go through drive-through today to get back McDonald's.
I just really wanted to... Well, I saw the Macca's sign and I really like...
Oh, is McDonald's ahead? Yeah, 10 kilometres.
It said 5 minutes.
Maybe if you're in a Lamborghini or a friggin'... 5 minutes by chopper, I think it was.
I saw the Golden Arches and then all I could think about was a double cheeseburger. And once I start thinking about a double cheeseburger, no pickles, and some nuggets with sweet and sour sauce. Once I start thinking about it, I need it.
You need it.
I need it.
You need it.
Good. We go from having degustation to eating McDonald's. My 2 moods.
Well, one thing I want to bring up, it's a bit of a downer subject, but I want to bring it up because I am going to do a blurb on social media. I got to spend my time to make sure I word it right. I am not going to mention the photographer and I'm not going to mention the model. But I think every photographer and every model should know about this. Number one, models talk.
Yeah.
Models talk so much. So there's models out there that, I wouldn't trust with anything because I'll say things just to diss someone because I didn't give them a picture or something. Right, but I'm just talking in general. Most people know the models and they've never said anything bad about any photographer, all of a sudden go crazy against the photographer. You know that something's happened wrong.
Yeah, of course.
And a very, very good friend of mine had a shoot.
But even with models, so just to touch on like models talking, like a lot of us do because a lot of time like...
To protect each other.
Exactly, and so like if a photographer hits a model up and then they look at their work and they see...
Hit the model up's a bit... Ask the model for a shoot.
Hit them up, that's how people talk. It means like...
Well, I break models and I get told off for that. Hitting a model up doesn't...
Hitting up is
am I allowed to hit you up?
that means like send them a message. Anyways, so if a photographer messages a model and says like, do you want to shoot? And then the model looks through their stuff and then they see, oh, they've worked with this model. A lot of the time, if like so
there'd be certain models if you looked at, you'd say, oh, if that model and that model and that model's worked with him more than once, I'm happy to work with him. Yeah,
but also then if it's like, if I see that he's worked with a model that I'm friends with, I will probably message my friend and say, oh, you've worked with, how did you find working with him? Or them, he, she, whoever, I'm not going to assume anyone's gender here. But I would probably, like, it's like, and I think even Anna's done it to me. Like, there was a photographer that I'd worked with and then they messaged Anna and said, oh, they've messaged me for a shoot, how did you find working with them? And I obviously gave them a great reference because I was happy with the shoot. Yeah. So that's what we do. We all talk. Like, we give feedback, we look after each other. But anyway, I'll let you continue. Sorry, I stole your conversation.
No, what you put in is exactly right. And when I say models talk, it's they want to protect each other. And the thing is, if it's no different if a model, something sexually wrong happens, like a rapist or something, the best thing the model can do is scream rape and let everyone know that he did do it because the chances he can do it to somebody else won't happen.
Yeah.
So what happened on this shoot, now, the model's an art nude model and a comfortable art nude model with it, and it's just in a small enclosed place, and she worked through the shoot and did all the sort of things I wanted to do, and he walked her up to the computer to have a look at the pictures, and she said, oh yeah, these are all right, these are nice, and she's just saying that, and then she sort of stepped back and realised there's these webcams.
Yeah.
And she just goes, oh, why have you got 6-week webcams? Goes, oh, for security. And she goes, well, are they on now? And 3 of the webcams at crutch level.
It's not security level.
It's not what security is filming a model's crutch?
Yeah.
She's going to steal his camera and put it up there?
It's just...
It was just completely wrong. Like, if you're going to have 6, and this is in something I think the size of, say, a double garage, you're going to have 6 security cameras in a double garage with an art nude model working, but these cameras are sitting, one of them sitting directly under the computer at crutch level.
But if you're going to have stuff set up, like if you are, like...
If you're super scared you're going to get robbed or you want to protect yourself that you didn't, but you'd still say to the model, hey, I've got cameras.
Exactly, and just let them know. Be like, I'm just letting you know I do have a security camera for my own protection or for whatever reason, but you let them know. You don't not say anything.
Well, I've never in my studio, but it used to be on to come on at night times when we travel.
I was going to say, we've
runs 24/7. It's only one. It's right up high.
It sits
it's
at the front.
pointed
It's
at the front door, but it does pick up a fair bit of the studio. But you'd never see anything.
But I thought that only turned on at night time when.
No, it's when we travel. It's on.
Oh, I thought it was only...
once there's motion in there, it turns on.
Oh, I thought it was just at night time.
But at the same time, it's so far... It's at the front door. It's so far away from any of the shooting areas. It's not actually pointing at them.
At the shooting areas, it's never...
But I think, I should point out there is a camera up there, but they'll see it right up there, and it's...
And pointing at the front door.
But
the only reason you put that in there was because the stupid alarm system kept going off and the company kept calling you when you...
Yeah, if it's a windy night and the alarms are going off because the front... so at least I can just look on the phone and go, there's nothing there. Reset it. That was the only reason I actually did get it.
But that's literally pointing at the front door.
Yeah.
Like, that's a completely different situation to what happened, which is a really disgusting situation, and it's just really violent.
Well, the model was very upset about it.
And rightfully so.
So she should
messed up.
And they fought the whole way
that?
to the train station. She nearly missed her train because she was still arguing with him don't say anything, don't say anything. And she never was going to put his name out, but she wanted to just make aware to the models,
she said,
maybe if you're going to be doing art nude or something like that, maybe have a look around the room first and see if there's any. But these are plain as day, but the way we were sent photos from the model to show us, it's so obvious what they were filming.
But,
you don't have security cameras all that close together.
And this is why it is so important that as models do talk and why we do
100%.
share experiences, because something like this needs obviously to be spoken about. And obviously now
for 2 reasons. For number one, for your protection, and number one, so photographers in general don't get a bad name.
But someone like... It just doesn't even sound like he's a proper photographer. It just sounds as a typical guy with camera who's just using the fact that he's got a camera and some lighting. And a little bit of money to pay their rate. Just as an excuse to have a bit of a perv. And it's unfortunate. And I mean, you know what? If that's your prerogative, that's your prerogative. Who am I to judge? But just be upfront and don't film people without their consent, because that's disgusting.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. Really. And unfortunately, I lost someone recently, and part of... She had a problem in Miami, and that affected her really bad. And that sort of pretty much destroyed her life. And again, it was a photographer. And see, I hate seeing things like that.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think I heard you say it recently, that you were like, if you like looking at girls topless, naked, hardly clothed, like if that's what you like, just say, I like this. Don't beat around the bush. Like, don't try and pretend that it's something else. Just, that's what I like.
Yeah. And
cool. That's what you like. Everyone's allowed to like what they like. Just don't try and cover it up and say it's something that it's not. Just be upfront and say, that's what I like.
Yeah, I get a few questions, and there's a couple of in my to-do list about some rants. There's a couple I've had trouble coming up with how to approach the rants on, and it has been along the lines of, like, there's been a couple of photographers go that people don't understand why I'm doing this, how are you going to make money out of it? And there's a lot of photographers who like the high-end fashion, and there's a lot of nudity in high-end fashion, but they don't understand anything about fashion, and maybe their partners and some of their friends just see you know nothing about fashion. So what you're doing, your argument's not going to work.
Yeah.
But if they were just honest and say, I love the look of this sort of picture and I want to shoot it myself. I know nothing about fashion, unless I'm never going to make any money out of it, but this is the imagery that I really like to look at. And it doesn't mean they're looking, well, it doesn't matter how they're looking at it. If they're open and honest and say how they're looking at it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But yeah,
You can never be mad at honesty.
Yeah, you can't be. Like, if it's like and we know a couple of photographers that have had problems with their wives because they just want to shoot three-quarter naked or naked women, and their wives can see straight through. This is not an art. This is not a fashion.
Yeah.
This is more like a pin-up or burlesque, which is basically soft porn.
Yep.
But at the same time, one of the photographers that was telling me the problems he was having, he watches soft porn with his wife.
But then why is there a
Well, when I
problem?
say soft porn, they're watching porn together.
Yeah, but like why is there a problem?
So there shouldn't be a
That's weird.
yeah.
Like, no, it's weird that then there's a problem. Or maybe it's like a thing that like it's only fine if they're doing it together, but if it's just
Could be that, and because
like it's
if
fine
you're
if
watching,
she's involved.
well,
but
the other thing
it's
is if you're
just-
watching it on a TV, it's not real. But if you've got a person in front
yeah,
of
then
you, it's real.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense.
But yeah, I'm very much a couple of the people, and one of the people I'm talking about, he did have a fairly big problem with his wife, and his wife was an ex-model, and then this sort of circle came up where she then wanted me to shoot her fashion nude to show her husband. Yeah, see, I am because the husband looked up at my work.
Yeah.
And it sort of fixed things for a while, but they're not together now, so the problem was deeper than... Normally it's the problem's deeper, and like I've said before, my wife is one of the most jealous women in the world, and she's never had a problem with me with the photography.
If anything, she laughs at you when you have to edit pubes. Not that you have to do that very often, but you've told me that you'll be like editing some like you like do a beach shoot and you'll have to like be tidying stuff
Up, yeah. She just goes, sucks to be you.
editing pubes out.
I said, what's it with the girls? Can't they get a magnifying glass and a pair of tweezers and do that instead of me having to do this? Oh, I've got a friend. She visited me again.
But no, I think it's whether it's not just even with photography.
No, it's just in life in general.
Life in general, no one can be mad. Well, I mean,
well, they can be mad if you tell them the truth. I played up on you.
Well, yeah, okay. People can be mad at you being honest, but at the same time, like they can be mad at the truth, but then at least you were truthful. Where it's when you start being deceitful.
Deceitful, yeah.
And you start lying.
So what else hasn't you told me?
Yeah. I feel like ripping things off and telling someone the truth is so much easier than saying sorry for what happened is easier than saying sorry I lied.
Yeah. Well, you know me, that's one thing I hate. That's one of the biggest hate is if you're going to say something, say it to me, don't lie to me.
Thankfully, I'm the worst liar in the world, so I just don't. Because I am shithouse at it. I cannot lie to save my life. I don't know, I go all weird. My face goes all around, I clam up. I'm just really bad. I think my voice changes as well.
My daughter hates me.
I can't
So I
lie.
called her out from a young age, and she just can't do it with anybody now because she feels what's happening on her face. Even just a nice white lie she can't do. Even over the phone, you can hear her voice change.
Yeah, I'm the same. Sorry, nicotine.
Nicotines.
So I try to not vape in podcasts.
So why are you doing it then?
Because I wanted some, and it's there.
It's there.
I try not to, but I'm not promoting it. It's horrible. Shitty habit.
I shitty habit. Yeah, you should give it up.
Well, I don't smoke anymore. I replaced it with sweet smelling stuff. I smell better. My teeth don't. Yeah, maybe I don't comment on my teeth anymore.
You do smell so much better since you've started. I'm not still a fan of vaping, but it's 100 times better than cigaretting. 'Cause now I don't have to stand outside airports waiting her to suck two down, not one, two. Or trying to find somewhere where she can suck one down. It's getting harder and harder in some airports.
I don't know, in general.
Which is a good idea for me. I agree with it.
Apparently in the city they're actually making like smoke-free zones.
Well, the mall's free, smoke-free.
Burke Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Same with Queen Street in Brisbane.
Yeah, I never forget, years ago we went to Santa Monica. In the whole of Santa Monica, there's a whole big area of Santa Monica. Natasha's just walked in with smoke. My God, they nearly murdered her. Like, people came from everywhere. Stop smoking! I'm running out of shops.
Well, now that I don't smoke cigarettes, which stain my teeth, I was looking into getting like
veneers.
my veneers. I was looking into getting.
Well, you're not drinking as much coffee either.
Yeah, no,
I think
coffee.
now if you switch to white wine from red wine, it's perfect.
No, I live in Melbourne. It's cold.
You can't get a full-bodied white.
No, I need my red. Red is my love. But no, I was looking, but it's so expensive.
Everything's expensive when it comes to cosmetic surgery.
I know. But it's like $2,000 a tooth. That's so much money.
How much wine could that buy?
I know, right? Like, that's so much wine. But then I'd like, I don't know, because I'd only get like,
You can't just get, you look like Bugs Bunny if you only just had white and then went...
Well, you can't really see my bottom teeth when I smile. Like,
No, but when you talk, we can.
I don't know.
Maybe you just don't talk. That's a really good idea.
That's never going to happen.
I know.
My mum said I started talking when I was quite young and I never shut up.
Yes, I know that feeling at 2 o'clock in the morning when she's telling me the same story 3 times.
I'm not that bad.
Not that bad.
Not that bad.
And then drops the wine glass.
But no, it's so expensive to get veneers. But then also, like, it's hard because, like, there was a girl that I knew from back at Telstra and she had, like, I never thought anything was wrong with her teeth anyway. I have her on Facebook and, like, all of a sudden she got them done and, like, I don't know where she went or what she did, but, like, it looks frightening. They look like, I don't know, like, you can't, like, it looks frightening.
What, she look like a shark or something?
No, like, they're just, like, they're so white and they're, like, so much bigger than what her teeth were and it just looks like...
Well, is that not veneers then? She must have had all her teeth pulled out and they put new ones in.
I don't know.
Don't the veneers have to be the same shape as your tooth?
I don't know. They're just like, they're big and they're really white and it just looks like...
You sure she wasn't born that way?
No, I don't
Her
know.
dad could have been bugs.
It's like, it's confronting. I was like, whoa, what? But I mean, obviously she had a problem. Like, I can't judge. Obviously she had a problem with her teeth and she wanted to change it, but it's just like, you need to do, I think anything cosmetic, you need to do your research.
I just still think anything cosmetic, it's dangerous. Any operation.
Oh, 100% it's dangerous.
So, and you could be the best doctor in the world, but there
It's still
could be
dangerous,
something go
of
wrong.
course, yeah.
It's just, it's one of those things like...
Lucky. Well, so I'm even freaking lucky with myself. I mean, the place that I went to for my NFTs, it's closed down because it was...
People died. Or they end up with bum implants. They just kept falling.
Like, there was so many horror stories. Like, I was part of a little Facebook group of like a bunch of girls that went there and we would all like help each other like pre and post with like the girls like about to get theirs done and then like, so it was a support group for before and after and we'd share our results and how we were going and
Devastating stories.
More and more these girls just kept having problem after problem and I'm just sitting there, I'm like, mine are fine.
Well, there's another one we know I had a gun and that was very expensive, hers, and
Yeah.
she was never happy.
Yeah.
No, it was very expensive, but at the same time, I think what she wanted was not suitable for her body shape. So the outcome she wanted was not the outcome that she would ever get. I think it's the best, easiest way to explain it. It was sort of like, it wasn't like she wanted to go too big or anything, it was just of the shape of her chest plates and things like that, and had the way she wanted them to sit, but not being too big.
Yeah.
No, that's
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not something that. Well, I don't know. All I know is that. But you know my thought on that. A lot of the time, there's a lot of girls I've had done. I always thought you're so much. I thought you were prettier before. Now there's more attention on your chest area.
Yeah. I think.
But everyone to their own. I'm not gonna. It's like tattoos. You know, people forever whinging about your tattoos and other girls' tattoos. And Shay cops it a lot. And I felt Shay might have been a bit down when I was talking to her in Prague. And just so like, sometimes I wish I didn't get, and I said, but you obviously like them, and who cares it's you who looks at the mirror, not, and if they don't, well, good, that's not someone you're going to be with. And
the tattoo thing I find so weird. Like, people, I don't know, like just...
So I like it's like the girl in the pool bar where we just were.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I loved her tattoo. I want to ask the story because it's so weird for a girl to have that tattoo.
Peter was like,
it was. I loved it.
I was like, I think so. I think it was. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't rude. I
know. But I asked her because if you said no, I think we'll be all right. But I didn't want to. But she had like 4 stripper girls on her elbow, and it was all in traditional stripper poses. And for a girl to have that. But it was so classy the way it was just sat there. It was like little silhouettes.
Yeah.
And I really, really liked it. And I wanted to know her story, why she got that on there. Because I thought, I don't know. It could have been some metal band's friggin' logo. Who knows?
I find it funny with my tramp stamp. The thing that I keep, like the most common question I keep getting with it happened when we were one of the models in LA asked me because I was wearing just like shorts and a crop top. She could see the top of it sticking up. And I guess because when you do just see the top of it and it's got like those 2 lines, she was like, are they antlers? Like, do you have a deer? And I was like, no. And like I pulled my shorts down a bit and showed her.
You have a deer in your butt.
And she's like, is this something? And I was like, it just looks cool. And she's like, so it doesn't like mean anything? I'm like, it just looks cool. Like that's
Looks like a deer ran up really fast behind you and its head stuck in your butt and the antlers on your back.
That's the meaning of my tramp stamp. It looks cool. That's all. It's not even my moon. I'm like, it looks nice.
Yeah. It's still, to me, like there's some people, sometimes when I see those big blackout tattoos on very pretty girls and it's somewhere where it's always going to be seen, I just think, oh, it's a attraction. I saw one, she had it right up to the edge of her face, like, and it made her very pretty face look like a mask.
Yeah.
And it just, but she's obviously loves it. So
obviously. But it's like anything, and I think we had this conversation a little while ago about like with, like cosmetically changing yourself. It's obviously it's your body, it's your choice, and you said it's not much different to Photoshop. It's like permanent Photoshop, like.
Well, I do see for, say, some of the influencer girls and that do their face tuning stuff. If they had the money, they would actually do it in real life.
Yeah.
They don't have the money, but this is how they want to show themselves to. Yeah. No, this is how This is how they want everyone else to see them.
Yeah.
And as much as we go, oh, that's been liquefied, that's been this, that's been that. This is how I want to show the world how I want to be seen. And you're going to wear the clothes you wear, and if you want to tuck your shirt in, you can tuck your shirt in.
Yeah.
Exactly. Did I mention Brad Pitt? Oh, yes, I did.
You did.
Yes.
You did.
But it is. It's like if you buy a car and you have an orange and everyone criticises you for the car, but this is the colour I like for this car. I didn't buy it for you, I bought it for me.
Exactly.
I don't know, people just want... It annoys me because I'm not someone who's going to go... I might say in my head, who would paint a car that colour? I'd never say it to the person. Well, it's his car and he obviously likes that colour.
You'll say it to me and you whinge about it. But you'd never say it to their face, so it's fine, as long as you don't say it to their face.
Well, I can say it to your face, because you say heaps of stuff to me. You put me down all the time, so it's payback.
I think it was my mum that said, I think mum was whinging about someone, and I was like, Mum, you can't say that. She's like, well, I'd never say it to their face. I was like, Mum. My mother is where I get it from, everyone. If you ever want a best example of my mother is imagine me at 67 years old and a little bit more Australian. That's my mother.
A little bit more bogan.
That's my mother. She's a ripper of a woman. I love her nicknames for people.
She does give the best nicknames in the world. I don't know if she has somewhere she goes to get them, or she's that clever she makes them up.
She's always just made up nicknames for people.
She'll hear the nickname, you think nothing of it, and then she explains what it means, and you just go, oh my God.
I was telling Peter, because I think it was when we had the jam stuff at the restaurant last night, and I was like, oh, that reminds me of, it was one of Mum's old bosses who was this real snooty lady who probably smelt her own farts and was just really stuck up, thought the world of herself. So Mum called her Fig Jam, which Fig Jam stands for fuck, I'm great, just ask me. So that was her name for her. She's like, oh, Fig Jam was in a mood today. And I'm like, oh my. She's incredible. I love her.
Well, even your dog, your mum's dog.
Yeah, the coat.
Coat. And
it's a sea of a thing.
A sea of a thing, yeah. So anyone in the street, if she calls your dog Coat, but you couldn't yell at her, you...
No. Coat. I'm like, I'll be on the phone to her, she's like, oh, the coat won't leave me alone. I'm like, how is the coat? She's like, oh, it's a coat. Okay. Point taken. She's epic with her nicknames. But I remember you were like, what does she call me? I'm like, you don't have a nickname.
Surely, you're just too scared to tell me.
No, you don't have one.
Yeah, right. She has a nickname for everybody.
You don't have one.
I've never heard her not talk about it. I want to know Cherie's nickname.
Cherie doesn't have one either. I'll tell you.
Yeah, right.
I would. No, you guys don't have one. I'm the golden child.
The golden child.
That's mine. Although I think some days I might be the coat as well.
We just look like some of the ones like too short for a weight Kate. Just or Harvey Norman. For anyone in America, we got a chain store called Harvey Norman, and they're one of these companies that Dell might bring out a computer, and it might be the Dell 4758i. And Harvey Norman have got it like $400 under the price on special, and all the I has been changed to an L. It's not the same computer, but you think it is, and it's been downgraded inside. And they have a special, and then they have no interest for 3 years. So she had some worker at her work, she used to call Harvey Norman, but she had no interest.
No interest for 3 years. Or there was a kid that lived in our old street that I was friends with. She lived across the road. And she'd always, whenever our front light went on at night, she'd come running over and ring the doorbell. So Mum called her the Moth.
Moth.
She's sensational. I love it. The things she comes up with.
Yeah, I do love that sort of stuff. But this should be allowed to still be said more out in the open. I think that's why I get so annoyed at the wokeness of the world. But it's changing. I'm noticing very much that some of the comedians are starting to really just open up a bit more. And I noticed my wife loves these morning shows. So when I wake up, quite often my wife's up. I'm sure she gets up early. She goes to bed earlier than me.
Not me, by the way, for anyone who's still not aware after 70-odd podcasts.
Oh, yeah, no. Bec's definitely not my wife. Mistress, not my knife. It's so... How's the bubs going, by the way?
Oh,
we're still getting people sending congratulations. I think it's the best thing I've ever done.
It is the worst thing you've ever done.
We know nobody watches to the end. And someone waited for the other thing, said, I waited to the end and still didn't see the NFTs.
Oh, of course, no one's ever going to see the special.
Well, that's how they'll stay to the end.
No. Anyway, Cherie watching her morning shows.
Yes, and one of the presenters just said something so inappropriate, but they all laughed. And he didn't get fired. And I thought, maybe the world's changing.
Yeah, no.
So I think, I love humour.
Humour.
And humour...
You've got to use a bit of humour.
There's too much serious crap in the world.
Yeah.
And I think funny stuff, in the studio, I'm always trying to keep it as lighthearted as I can and say stupid shit.
Just in general you are. That's just you.
I know, because I don't... We all know the shit that's happening in the world, but we just... And I never forget when the first space shuttle blew up. And there was a couple, like when Michael Jackson died, there's been a few when within like 10 seconds someone's brought out a joke. And I just, I could not believe how quick someone said, well, you know what NASA stands for, don't you? need another 7 astronauts. And that came out within half an hour of the space shuttle blowing up.
Oh my God.
I know. But see, you're laughing at it now. Like, it's really sad that what happened.
I like politically incorrect things.
Yeah, so do I. But it was like, it just relieves.
So my favourite saying is, you got to laugh unless you cry. Oh no, you got to laugh or else you'll cry.
Right. Yeah, and
I do the same thing. I use humour if it's like my thing. Like if I'm feeling awkward, like the amount of times that something will happen that stresses me out or I feel awkward, and I just start laughing. I just have this like nervous laugh that I do, and it's not a funny situation, but I just start laughing, and it's just a coping.
You did that recently over something, didn't you?
Yeah, I do it. Like something happens and I'm just like.
Didn't I nearly kill myself or hurt myself and you just started laughing?
I think so. Like, it sounds about right. Like I just have this like awkward, nervous laugh that I do because it's just my coping mechanism. Like
what's with the box in the water? It keeps coming over to you. I
your
keep kicking it away.
It's your friend. My box I was meant to stand on, but I couldn't balance on.
You couldn't balance.
I fully was standing up and I dropped wine
You
glasses.
didn't have enough weight to hold it down. That was the problem.
Yes, I do.
You do.
I do. But
Yeah, so the moral to the story
moral
is be
story is
happy.
you gotta be happy. You gotta laugh. You gotta laugh about things.
And if you can't, just watch a couple of movies or a couple of TV shows from the 80s and 70s, and you just go, "Oh my God, I can't believe they were saying things like that."
Or just watch Jim Jeffries.
Or Jim Jeffries. Well, I know he's now on a friggin' crappy TV show. Not even funny. I tried to watch it, but it just wasn't even funny. He's lowered himself.
Maybe one day.
Maybe because he's got sober now and just does gummy bears and doesn't drink himself stupid. He's lost his sense of humour.
It'll be because me and Jared didn't go to see him.
Well, that's your fault for not writing in the calendar. Or not reading your calendar.
I put it in my phone. I had notifications set. I checked it and it was in there. It was in there and I had notifications set.
And?
My phone didn't tell me. My phone didn't remind me. And I bought tickets and I just...
Well, see, this is why you need an iWatch. It would have told you. It would have vibrated on your hand.
I don't know.
No.
It's not my vibe.
Well, it's better than washing machines. Don't worry. Somebody out there would have got it. You didn't.
I think I just got it.
It's a housewife thing.
Yeah, I just got it. Don't worry. I'm following.
That's why I'm not getting Shree when I watch.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I am happy with it.
I know, you keep telling me.
I'm learning more and more little things that it does. Like at the moment, it's got the droplet bubble. So because it means that I can put it underwater. See the little droplet?
Yeah,
I can go down 100 metres with that on, and when I come up, I press it and it'll go bobble, bobble, bobble and spit all the water out.
Off you go.
No, I've got a microphone on. It doesn't have a droplet bubble on it.
Off you go.
And I've been having such good sleep since I bought it. It tells me.
It tells you. You were having good sleep before. Just because it tells you. Doesn't change anything.
Doesn't change anything. The one thing I would like in it is an accurate light meter.
For photos.
Yeah, just as I don't think the watch ones still aren't. Sorry, the iPhone light meters. Like they can be all right, but you have to really know where to point them to get.
Yeah, I thought you were saying that you were spewing because you spent all this money on some light meter and then you got some app and it was really good.
I did, but I can make it fail really easy.
Oh, okay.
Like it's really easy to make it fail. But me already knowing, so I already know the Sunny 16 rule. So I can pretty much look at a scene and pretty much, especially if I'm shooting film. So I'm shooting on film. If it was, say I'm shooting 100 ISO at f5.6 at 250th of a second, and I was using something like Delta 400, I could easily overexpose it by 4 stops and still have a fully usable image. Whereas I can't overexpose it by 1 stop digitally. So it gives me a lot more room. So Sunny 16 worked, that's how I used to work with when I was shooting film. Sunny 16. I can teach you the rules. Pretty easy. But the Sunny 16 rule, maths, you'd fail with that because you have to do dividing and maths.
Oh God, no, I can't do that. I don't know math.
Now anyway, with this app, because I know where to point it, the app works fine. But someone who didn't know where to point it and just point it, say, towards the middle of the picture, your phone at the middle of the picture, it's not. It's like if I was shooting film, it'd be fine. It'd only be within a stop overexposed. But if I was shooting digital, names must I cook the highlights.
Cooked it.
Cooked it.
Absolutely cooked it.
Yeah, so
that's not good. So you
no, it's fine for me. I was just annoyed that I wanted to get a little bit more accurate when I'm using sensitive films, which is some of the films have got a very sensitive, very small areas to work with to get just the right grain. If you underexpose the grain, it gets super, like Tri-X. If you underexpose the grain, it's disgusting. You saw how heavy the grain gets on underexposed.
Oh yeah, no, that was way too much
If I
my taste.
overexpose it, it's lost the Tri-X look. But if I'm within half a stop, maybe a stop maximum, I get the exact look that I love Tri-X for. And I wanted to be a little bit more accurate to get that look, and I thought, well, I don't want to carry a big Senko. My old-fashioned one, it's cool, but it's slow. Like, you got to move this dial and then this dial and this dial and work this number, then this. So it's slow. I just want to go bang, yeah, all right. So I reckon there's Sunday 16, I'm going to come up half a stop. So I will just it gives me confidence to shoot it, and especially with the cost of it. Well, you saw how much I spent the other day just on film.
Yes.
And it's not for many shots.
It is a lot, isn't it?
It's a very lot. It's expensive.
Is that why people that do shoot with film are so pretentious about it?
I think it's a big there is a, don't like to put anyone down, but there is this sort of class I shoot film. Digital photographers.
I know, sorry. Pretentious is a bit of a downgrading word.
No, but some of them are, they have a go at people who shoot digital.
Yeah.
But digital, your exposure range is, it's coming back at you. What the tub? It's like Jaws. I'm going to let it touch you up now. I've stopped it. I've pushed it away every time I got close to it.
I can't get my hands wet.
Yeah, I just want to see if it does go to your ass. Every time I reckon it goes straight to your, it's going straight to your ass. Maybe it wants to catch your farts. Maybe it's a it's a fart catcher. It's not a dream catcher. It's a fart catcher. I'll put it behind you and you can cupcake. Yeah, you can cupcake yourself.
So you can smell them.
Well, you were trying to smell them at the restaurant last night. Imagine farting in an expensive restaurant and then trying to sniff them.
Actually farting.
Oh, sorry, the restaurant. No,
I was pretending. Me and Jared do this pretend thing. Like if someone's being all like, me and Jared just pretend to fart and pretend to smell it.
What happens if a fart actually slipped out?
I don't do those.
You don't. That's right. Women don't fart.
It's glitter.
It's glitter. Everything that glitters gold.
It's glitters.
It's glitters.
No, so pretentious was a really rude word to use.
It is a rude word to do. We just lost half our following.
No, I just
find
called
it. No, it's wrong.
It is rude, but I do just find that people feel the need to get on this high horse, being like, I used to shoot with him, or I still shoot with him. It's like, okay, cool. Well, that's good for you. I hope you enjoy doing that. But like, I think it's more that they tend to put people that shoot digital down because I know there is a skill to it, because it is, you can't check on the back of the camera. You've got to get everything right, then you've got to develop it, and that's a whole big thing, and it's expensive. So I get it, but I think it's.
But you got so much more room in developing.
Nah.
I was doing my scanning the other day and I've gone, I just want to test something. I already know where I would scan it. So I was scanning it at a 15th of a second. So I did my scans from down to I think it was a quarter of a second right up to, no, it's more than a very big range. I scanned them all at that, and the scanning software just brought them back nearly identical. It just lost some of the contrast a little bit, but every single one of them had detail in highlights and shadows. So it was, and that's why I remember when I was shooting slide film, that's different. It really, really had to be accurate with your exposure. But I try and say to, oh, cramp.
You try and say to, oh, cramp. Krampus.
I must have walked too many steps. Watch, did I walk?
Krampus. Are you going to do the Krampus run? You're going to go to Germany and do the... Have I shown you the Krampus?
The Krampus run?
Yeah, they have this thing in Germany. I think it's called the Krampus. It's like this evil thing. So they've got like Santa Claus, and then there's the Krampus, and the Krampus is like if you're bad at Christmas, like the Krampus will come. And it's like this German thing, and then each year they do a Krampus run in Munich, and everyone dresses up as these like weird devil things and like run through the city. It's really funny. Me and Jared watched a few videos. It looks cool. Anyway, derailing.
Now, where
You were
was
talking
I?
about film.
No, sometimes I get really scared that I do it to other people about shooting fully manual and manual focusing, but that's a different thing. It's just when you sit there and you have to decide your aperture, your shutter, your ISO, and then focus and decide where you're going to focus, you're really thinking about your picture.
Yeah.
You actually, every decision you make, you're making a decision because that's what you want in your picture. You're slowly painting your picture in your head. This is the sort of shutter I want, this is the sort of depth of field I want, all of that. So it's like when I talk about, you grab an iPhone, pick it up, shoot, you hardly ever look at that picture ever again. If you're a photographer, I mean.
Oh.
You're not going to bring it up and put it into Photoshop and do it. You hardly ever look at that picture again. But as soon as you lift up a camera and decide on this is going to be my shutter, this is the ISO I want to use, and this is the depth of field I want to be, and I want to maybe have a skin slightly soft, so I'm going to slightly forward slow focus, or no, I want to have a decent depth of field, but I still want a skin soft, so I'm going to slow my shutter speed down a bit so there's a tiny bit of motion blur to take the sharpness off her skin, or I'm going to put a lens on which is old-fashioned, it's going to not be razor sharp. You've made these decisions. And then you can go to a film photographer who puts, say, one of the more modern film cameras into fully automatic and click, and then be pretentious, I shoot film. And send off to a lab. It gets done at a lab, so he has no saying about if he's going to push it or pull it, which you got no idea what I'm meaning.
Yes, I do. He's going to push it or pull it.
So what is he going to do with it?
Well, if you push it, it goes like this. If you pull it, it goes like this.
No, there's a thing with... So what you can do with certain film stock, so you might have 400 ISO film, but you do all your settings at 200 ISO, and you tell the lab, I want it exposed for 200 ISO. And what they'll do, they will allow for the overexposing by one stop. Yeah, it's pushing and pulling.
Speaking of film cameras, though, Casey, my bestest friend, she picked up an old, I think it's just like an old Kodak, but it's an old like film camera, and she picked it up at an op shop for $10. And she's stoked with it because she's like a stickler for having like Polaroids and like getting, like, she always buys disposable cameras, and she's always got a disposable camera, and like birthdays, festivals, whatever, she's always got one of those, and she loves having physical photos.
I need to send her a YouTube.
So she's just got, she picked up for $10, and she was like so happy with it. So
I have to look it up because we'll have to put I'm now going to remember to put this in description. There is a guy I've stumbled across. He's very dry. He's very sarcastic. And at first you think he's just a wanker, but then his jokes, this thing's creepy. Then you start to think these jokes are his jokes. You start to get his sense of humour. He's quite funny. But he did a whole series about his 10 favourite medium format film cameras. And every single one was, and I picked it up from a thrift shop for $4. Because in the old days, you could pick up like $1,000 camera in we call them op shops, so in America they call them thrift shops.
Yeah.
You could just walk in, so people in the shops got no idea what the cameras were. It just looks like some old piece of crap.
yeah.
But yeah, there's a, depends on the Kodak. See, my first camera was a Kodak Instamatic. You can pick them up for $1.
Well, I don't know. I think I've got a photo of it. I don't know what it is, but she picked up and she was right, because this is actually her disposable is still at my. She bought a disposable. When she came to my house for my engagement party, she came to my house to get ready.
Like disposables I've got upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's forever got one on her, and she left hers.
You took some, didn't you? No. I told you should. They're lots of fun.
I know they are. I love them. Casey's always got one on her. And she had one, and she came to mine, and we got ready, and she was meant to bring it to the engagement party, and she didn't, because we share a brain. So it's, she
You
forgot it.
share half a cell each.
Yeah, we share a brain. No, she left it at my house. But I've still got it I've got it on my makeup desk, and I keep, like, every time I'm getting ready, I see it, and I keep having these funny ideas, and I'm like, no, I should do it. I should start taking little random photos, and then when she gets the film developed, just have some little selfies of me and Jared sitting on the couch.
Oh, so when she goes to the toilet, you just go grab it and take a shot?
No, because it's just at I need to catch up with her. I'll give it back to her, but I think before I give it back to her, I need to just take a few random photos of me and Jared.
Well, I shouldn't be telling the world this story, but...
Oh, God, what is it?
When I was back working for the lifestyle magazines, we'd have some gigs where there might be 3 or 4 famous fishermen, like big celebrity fishermen, like presenters or, heads, people are heavily sponsored by Daiwa or any of those. And we'd all be up at some amazing fishing spot, which was on point at the moment. And there'd be 5 or 6 boats, so I couldn't cover all, so there'd be a fisherman on each boat. And our funniest thing that we used to do, because we'd all be working for different magazines, would be, if they've left their gear around, you quickly run into the toilet, you take a picture of your balls with their camera, because it's film. They never send it. You just post the film back to the actual magazines. No one knows whose balls they were. We used to do it all the time. It was the funniest thing in the world. And we used to get in so much trouble, because if there's ever a girl working in the office and they're doing the developing or something, they carry balls.
I won't be doing that with Casey's camera. I was thinking it would just be funny to take a little...
You could do one of your cat's buttholes.
I thought I would just take a little selfie of me and Jared on the couch, and then when she gets it developed, that's cute. Okay, but...
See, it's no funny with digitals, because people will just flick through what's this in here.
Yeah.
But with the film cameras, the funniest thing is if they're not around, take this inappropriate picture that just appears in their film. And then they go think, oh, Frit, that was just developed at a lab.
Oh, my God.
There was a lab that I knew well in Richmond. I think they're still going, but they're under a different name. They moved out of Richmond. And it was quite funny, some of the guys, and it's completely wrong what they do, but they used to keep a copy of themselves for the funny pictures. Some of the funny pictures they got were just so cool. They were the funniest things in the world.
Yeah, that's not really... You couldn't...
Well, it's wrong, but they didn't publish them. It was just for them. It's like... I can't even say that.
No, you can't do that.
I know, but it was still funny. I never saw any of them, but they used to tell me some of the things I'd see.
Could only imagine. But... Did you set an alarm? You didn't, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says it's time to clear the water out of the watch. What alarm did you want me to set? I think we've done our 4 hours. It should say on the screen. Oh, no, that one don't. On the side of it will. Or will this one say how long it's been recording?
I don't know.
You can't see a single at the top? Recording or
Oh,
anything?
yeah.
Oh,
An
yeah.
hour and 10 minutes.
There we go. So they've got extra. I just got back to show her cleavage on the way leaning over to the thing. So there's the people who stayed to the end got Bec's NFTs.
My NFT. I still can't believe I said that. That's still the best thing I've ever said.
I know, I still cannot believe. It's so not you. You're never someone to point people to look at your boobs, and he went and did it there. Well done. Anyway, so...
Thanks for... Sorry we raved on.
We've raved on about lots of shit down...
Extra Peter
And I don't know what photo we're putting up, so we'll just do a pool picture.
We do a pool picture?
What, are you farting?
No, I was
You've just gone...
No, because
there was a bubble that came out when you moved.
I don't know what that's... Just my ankles were hurting. I was moving my position.
Your spankles.
Anyways,
Right.
have a good week, everyone.
We'll both get up and we'll both give a cleavage shot.
Have a good week.
But the cleavage is not working as good as yours. I think I've got to push my stomach up each side. If I get my stomach and push it up now. There we go, there's our photo. You happy now?
Oh my God. All right.
You got your NFTs, I got my HFTs.
What's your
Very fucking tits. See you guys.